Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You've reached another episode of Loyalty Above Betrayal with your boy Teflon. Today's episode is all about the Willie Lynch letter. We're going to talk a little bit about the Willie Lynch letter and how it separated us as a whole and as blacks, for one. You know what I mean? Because this Willie Lynch letter is based upon, the separation of us, and it will show you, that the separation have been this way, and it's been it's been planned. They planned it out this way, and a lot of us, if you don't, pay attention, it'll go over your head. And this is a reason why we can't, as blacks, in my opinion, come together, because this Willie Lynch letter, syndrome is, still pretty much relevant, from quote unquote 17, because he delivered this speech at, on the banks of Virginia in 1712. So I'm gonna say this have been, relevant, since then, because it's still here in 2024. This Willie Lynch letter depiction is still relevant in our black life and our culture. Um, you know, so um, so I'm gonna read a few lines of well, actually I'm gonna read, this letter, and try to break it down and depict it in the best of my ability to be able to bring the information to you to where you can understand it, to where I can understand it. And if you feel there's something that you need to ask me, you need to a question you need to know. If I don't know the answer today, I promise you, get back with me tomorrow. I'll come back with that answer. But here at Paid the Cost podcast, this loyalty above betrayal, we stand on facts, and we try to depict any information that we give you guys, that's it's factual based. So I'm going to give you a little you know and I'm also at the end going to let you hear me speak to my dad, and my dad going to give you guys a little preview of his depiction of the Willie Lynch letter a little bit. But then I'm going to call him to the forefront, on one of my podcasts. And you're really going to see how intelligent my dad is, but nevertheless, though, I'm going to get into this Willie Lynch letter. I'm about to revisit this Willie Lynch letter, and when you read through the Willie Lynch letter, know, even though some people have said, that's not a real letter, well, why is it, so accurate, to how black people have been divided, here in America, actually now through the world, why is it so accurate? I'm going to say it's very accurate, but I'm going to read through this a little bit just to point out the power of division and how we as black people globally participate in this particular division. And if you want to, strip away the ability of racism and white supremacy and keep control, get rid of the division and how division is used. So in the letter, as we look in here, he said, in my bag, I have a foolproof method to controlling the black slaves. I guarantee you, everyone if it's installed correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years. He said, my method is simple, and any method of your member of your family or overseer can use it. I have outlined a number of differences between the slaves, and I take these differences. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control purposes. Now look, listen to that. Fear, distrust, and envy. What do they do with the police? Why do they use the propaganda with the police, right? Okay. They show a police officer, gunning down a black person, kind of like running on the loop every day. I've been part of that, but if you actually do the research, police shoot more black people than actually black people. But based on media propaganda, And the reason I say propaganda because it'll make you think that it's only happening to black people. So they show this in a loop, and what is the loop supposed to do? It's supposed to make you fear. It's a part of the tactics of Willie Lynch, to get you to fear. The same thing through, during slavery. They would take a slave out, beat the slave, and do all kind of gross shit to him. Even butt break slaves, in front of everybody. All the slaves on a plantation. Why? Because of fear. But he continued to say he used distrust. But listen, why distrust? I'm gonna tell you something. When the person trying to distrust, trying to trust, they trust. But you're trying to gain their trust, but you'll never get it. But that's a tactic that's being used as far as control and envy, control, validation, or it's kind of like you be like, why is this person being in good graces of masses and I can't? So you start not liking, the next person because he's in the good graces of masses, because that's all about control. But he continued to say, this will work in my mind's plantation in the West Indies or the Caribbean, and it will work to the South. He said, take this simple little list of differences and think about this. He said, on top of my list is age, but it's there because it starts with the letter A. The second is color or shade. There's intelligence, sex size, plantation, status on plantation, attitude of owners, whether the slaves living on valley, slit, hill, east, west, south, north, fine hair, coarse hair, or as tall or short. Now, listen to that list. Okay, now you look at the black, you say the age. The younger people don't like the younger people, and the older people don't like the younger people. He talk about color and shade, colorism. Not only if we have colorism in the society and the intelligence, aka boule. I'm smarter than you, so I'm part of this. I'm part of this group called the boule, and the rest of them is underneath me. They call this stuff next to master. They say plantation size. You can go on, and so on and so forth. But the slaves be like, yeah, I'm getting crumbs from the table. That's a house nigga. To the field nigga. That's a division. The boule fit to the status of the plantation to the intelligence. And shit like things like that. Excuse me. They say where the slaves live. Where you live, sometimes that can create division because the people on the east side or the west side or the south side, they create the division. It's that Willie Lynch syndrome. Cause I live in, he said they have fine hair or coarse hair. Okay, now think about that. How many times in the black community have we said this? Oh yeah, that's good hair or that's bad hair. Man, come on now. You look at people, oh, nappy head ass, you know what I mean? Everything is linked to things like Willie Lynch. No other group in this country have been picked apart in that manner. No other group. Just think about it. Every other group have never been told nothing about their color, their hair. They never been tried to be divided with age, with intelligence, with none of this shit. When other groups try to compare themselves to us, this is why it's kind of like silly when I hear that. And they try to do that because so they can try to get a leg up. Because we are the only people in this country, I promise you, who has our story. Period. Nobody else got our story. But now you gotta say you got a list of differences. I should give you an outline of actions. But before then, I should assure you that distrust is stronger than trust, and envy is stronger than admiration, respect or admiration. He says the black slave, after receiving this documentation, should carry on and become self-refueling and self-generation for hundreds of years, maybe even thousands. And they say, don't forget, you should put the black male, the old black male against the young black male against the black male. You should use the black against light-skinned slaves. You must use the female against the male. You must use the male against the female. You must also have your white servants and overseers distrust all blacks. But it's necessary that the slaves trust and depend on us. They must love, respect, and trust only us. That's coming from a slave owner. Now, that portion right there is what I want to else is that he taught with the folks that they must distrust all black people. It don't even matter if you a saint or a sinner. It don't matter if you a president, astrophysicist, a doctor. It don't matter if you're homeless. You're not to be trusted if you're being black. You know what I mean? So have we seen that in society? I mean, we've seen this. You know, so when they say Willie Lynch it's fake, it's not fake based on what we see. I promise you. You know, now they say it's necessary to have slaves, which is the black people. Trust and depend on us. They must love, respect, and trust only us. What's one way that I have noticed that more than anything? Okay, I'm gonna say something on this platform, and I'm gonna tell you this. I say something on any platform or on Facebook or something, you know, and it's kind of crazy that you know, your same people that, you know what I mean, that you support every day. And when you say something, you know, I say something on this platform, you know, Facebook or something, and many times, you know what I mean, you know, you hear it. And I didn't got stuff, I didn't hear stuff from people. Hey, tell you need to listen to this person, or listen to that person. So I sit there and listen to them. I'm like, man, I want to hear something that I want to, you know, that I ain't never heard before because I want to learn. And I played a video, and it's somebody that's literally saying the same shit that I'm saying, you know, verbatim, you know, and I'm like, man, I say this all the time, man. What's so, you know, about him? What did he say so profound? You know what I mean? That was different than what I said. I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of black people will only respect and trust it unless it come from them. You know what I mean? I said before. You know what I mean? I can literally train up a white dude, put him here, and have him speak exactly like me, and the white dude will gain more viewership. The white dude will gain more love than I can ever gain. You know, all he got to do is just talk like me. You know what I mean? That's it. You mean on this same platform. You know what I mean? This I do know because I seen the responses when I interview, you know, white dudes or white dudes or the community saying shit similar to what I'm saying, and the views are through the roof. You know, so you know, the Willie Lynch, you know, letter and the lifestyle is not a fake thing because I've seen it and I'm pretty sure you've seen it. And when they say they must love, the police will children out of here. And how many times have you seen black people forgiving? You know, I forgive, I forgive, I forgive, I forgive. But you don't forgive another black person. You know what I mean? If you, man, even if they just step on your shoe, you rather take them out of here. You know, but with the other folks, you know what I mean? You love them. You know, you forgive them. You know, you have a definite respect for them. You know, and when you go into one of their business, you know what I mean? You want to follow all the rules possible. Go into a black business, you know, you don't even want to respect them. You look down on them. Matter of fact, you angry because a black person have some type of rules on you. Demand you respect them in their business. You know, you get angry with them. It's kind of like J&A. You know what I mean? You know, if J&A have rules and tell you, hey, I don't want y'all to do this or come in here with that, you know, this or that. Black folks that have, will you know what I mean, will turn up their nose like it wasn't none, but go to Polar Bear now, which is, you know what I mean, Iranian store, or go to 13 and a half. I promise you, man, you're gonna follow those rules, you're gonna do everything they say, you're gonna be glad to follow them. So you gotta remember with the Willie Lynch letter, he said, if you follow these rules, you know what I mean, they would be self-generated and self-replicated. And actually that's what a lot of people done. And that's the truth. To control, use them. Have your wives and children use them. Never miss an opportunity. If used intensively, be distrustful. It's also a part I want to talk about a little bit down the line. But there will always will be one or a few that will see right through what we're doing. And that's their greatest fear. A black person that say, "Wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute, I see what they're doing." But the key to this is division. You're gonna have to remember that. Division is what is keeping us separated to the point. Um, divide, divide, divide. But at the same time, you got to be realistic. I remember when we even talked about the African diaspora app. Um, how important it is to us to have our own and support our own. Some people try to say, um, why can't everybody, get on one platform and get together? Now that that won't work like that. It's a diverse of thoughts. I may have a thought that somebody may have a thought, and we all need our own platform to speak it on. Because if you only got one platform and they go down, then you're done. We need a diversity of programs. Which is very important. We can't even be divided on that. We need to support each other and make sure we support what's important. But look, what we got to do is get rid of division. As you know, division is what's used, and they constantly use in dark skin, male, female. When we on code with each other, or even as a community, we don't do that division by no color, no hair. We don't do that division by age. We don't do no division, by economic status. Where you live, where she live, where who live. I'm gonna tell you something. We on code with each other. The only time we're gonna divide is on the issue of good versus evil. You're supposed to divide from evil and embrace good. So people in the community are doing evil things like going along to get along, and supporting a system that's against the community. Okay, now we supposed to divide from you. We ain't supposed to be going along with that. We supposed to be calling that shit out. That's right for us to do that. It is. But if it's not going on with good and evil, we gotta stay on code. When we trust me, when we on code with everybody, each other, and unified, and not allowing none of their trickery, man, boy, that's given. The Bible even teaches. I'm tell you something. The devil like to work in trickery. None of that trickery. If we can, focus on being on code and on our community, and listen, this is why they want to try to pull us away from folks and focus on our community. That's another way to try to divide us. No, we got to focus on the community. No, we got to go virtual single with everybody. No, no. I say it like this: in order for us to be whole, we got to focus on our community and our community only. We're not even in an economic position to virtual signal with other groups. And then at times, there's certain issues in the world. No matter what position you take, you're wrong. So I'm never put myself in a position where I'm wrong no matter what I say. I just won't even say nothing, and that's the bottom line. I just want to take all my energy to help our community. And never feel bad about having that attitude. Saying, I'm focusing on our community and what we're doing. So this is why we run our company here at Paid to Cost Podcast. We don't run it off the business. We work it off. We work together and we trust each other. And we're gonna do this thing. We're gonna go through our up and down, but with your help and support, and to understand that this is one of the most important platforms that you can support. Recently we talked about um to we can shore up what we're doing. Supporting other black businesses as well. Just because we partner with other people. We can make it as a unit as far as blacks. Um, we support. You got to support each other. It can't be some people just supporting me. We got to support each other. We got to turn that me upside down. Because once you turn that me upside down, then you get a bigger and a brighter horizon of what's really going on. You know, um, at least you know, Here at Paid the Cost Podcast, we want you to take time, push that like button. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel where I can give you better and more content. It's another episode of Paid the Cost Podcast, Loyalty Above Betrayal. So don't let them, continue to divide us. We got to come together. That's blacks. And and get this thing called generational wealth, put together. Because generational wealth has nothing to do with money. Generational wealth is information based. So if you learn, my daddy always taught me. You listen to what a person says, you understand what they say, and then you give your opinion. I say all that to say, here at Paid the Cost Podcast, we look to put positivity, into loyalty on facts. We factual based, and I promise you, if I don't know the answer to something right now, just give me a minute. I'll get right back at you. And I promise you, I have the answer for you, or I have, somewhere, where you can, research it yourself. So here at Paid the Cost Podcast, we also, listen to the general. And the general, and that's my dad. So I'm going to give you a little snippet of, my dad talking about this Willie Lynch letter podcast. My dad, Mr. Manley Humphreys.
I'm use a different terminology when you speak to a crowd of people. They'll see your intelligence there. Right. Now, you done let go of the Willie Lynch method because he uses one against the other, father against the son, or son against the father, wife against the husband, light skin against the dark skin. You see what I'm saying? Yes, sir. So, us, to break the chain of slavery, because a chain is only strong as its weakest link. Yes, sir. See, that's how come I told you a long time ago. It's two words that's not vocabulary no more. And mine's been out since the 70s. The N word and the B word. I ain't got to explain it to you about the N word because you know why I say that all night. Right. One thing, Richard Pryor was using it, and that what made him rich. choose that. Ain't no way in the world that I'm going to let you call my sister, my mother, my auntie, or lady friend that. Because if you do, I'm knocking the word back in your mouth, but I don't use it. I do not use it. So, now, if you're talking to somebody else about something, yeah, but you can't, if you're talking to somebody else and use the N-word, don't direct it to me. You see what I'm saying? Right. Don't have no conversation. I'm not saying, Don, you see, because I'm trying to make your pencil a little bit more sharper. Right. Because right now, your pencil is real sharp, but it still can be sharp. Oh yeah, true story. You know what I'm saying? Like mine can be too. Because if you get to a point where you know everything and don't need to learn nothing else, you might well throw in the towel. I need to learn something every day. Yeah, I don't need to know everything. Because I can't. You're right. I need to learn something every day. Yes, sir. True story, Dad. Even if Bob, I didn't see that on my shoe. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I learned something. But you're very intelligent. And you put it in your intelligence in the perspective of the format that you are putting on, and then the format that you are conveying to the people. All you have to do is not invite them to be negative. You know what I'm saying? Because everything you're saying is positive. I mean, I've been watching your podcast today. It's all positive. But give them their own opinion about it. It's a great thing for the community to pick up on. You see what I'm saying? Yes, sir. It's a great thing. I can't do nothing but pat your back and say, keep it going, son. You know what I'm saying? But I just want you to keep on doing what you're doing is researching. Don't worry about it. What somebody else say don't mean nothing. Yes, sir. Let me go find out for myself. Yes, sir. And research then. Yes, sir. See, now, if I don't got no answer for you today, check on me tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? No, I'm going to research and come back and say, I'm going to tell you what I found. Right. And then you say, well, that's the same thing I found too, Dad. And I saw this, that, and the other. You could be telling me something that I looked over. Right. True story, Dad. You see what I'm saying? Yes, sir. In other words, one hand do watching the other. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? As long as we're on the same page, we're going in the same route. Yes, sir. And one can uplift the other if you go in the same way. Yes, sir. See, if you ain't going the same way, you're pulling again. You one going that way and one going that way. And in other words, ain't nobody moving nowhere. True story. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. See, but when you research like you be doing, like you said, you gonna check out some more of the Willie Lynch thing and bring it up. You're gonna know what you're talking about. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna know. And if a man must know, he must be what he knows, so he can be the message that he brings. Yes, sir. So in order to be the message that you bring, you gotta be what you know. Yes, sir. And strive to be that. Yes, sir. Strive to be that. Yes, sir. And that's where I've always been, a messenger. Okay, well, you're a messenger because I'm delivering the word. Just Dad. The word. And in the beginning was the word. Yes, sir. And the word was with God.
Yes, sir.
And the word was made flesh and walked among us. Yes, and dwelled among us. So, in order to be, if a man must know, he must be what he knows, so he can be the message that he brings. Yes, sir. So, everything that you say, be that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Be that. You ain't even got to try to convince them that you that. They gonna know. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. They gonna know. Yes, sir. Because that aura will be about you in the shine out. You know, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. See that little light shining? That's a beacon light that's ever come this way. I got something to tell you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, yes, sir. I don't need no whole crowd. I don't need no group of people. I'm just talking to you. See? Yes, sir. Yes, so, sir. Just like Jesus told the multitude, I don't know why all of y'all here know it. Everybody ain't gonna be saved. Amen. Amen. Yes, sir. So you don't need no crowd. You know, even if you're upset with somebody, you don't need to shout it out in front of the crowd. They say, "Well, now you got let me holler." Right. In a still small voice. See, that's when they hear it in a still small voice. They can't hear it in the loud noise of tongue. Right. That still small voice, that's the one that they hear. That's the one that they hear. See, that's the one that they hear the most. Oh, yeah. And then you just tell them, look, I ain't gonna tell you no more now until we. He going on about some business. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You ain't gotta be loud. Wait for the crowd. Let's go on here and talk. I ain't gonna put the hands on you. I'm gonna put some words on you. Put some knowledge on it. See what I'm saying? And then it's up to you. See, if you want to cross that line. Right. So I'm being like a rattlesnake. I'm giving you a fair one. You hear it? Giving you a fair one. Oh, yes, sir. 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 And that's actually how I live my life. Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. It ain't nothing strange to me. You know, I let you go ahead and do what you do, but that do what you do. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Okay. Well, one thing before you go, you talk to Sandra. You know what?